guys, and welcome back to another video in this series of legal maxims. In today's video we are going to look into another maxim of Actio Personalia Moritur Cum persona. Now just imagine this. You have all the rights, all the liberty and all the property. But what happens when you die? It's according to how you believe. Some people believe you may go to heaven, some people believe you may go to hell. But will you take your rights and your liberties to the heaven and hell you'll be going to? So this maxim particularly states that person's rights ends when he dies. This particular maxim means that the person's cause of action dies with the person. Therefore, let's look into the translation of this maxim. So this maxim has two meanings. Firstly, with regards to right, and secondly, with regards to cause. Now the first is personal cause of action dies with the person. Okay. Now this particular maxim belongs to the branch of firstly the contract and secondly the tort. Now this is mainly because of the obligations which need to be followed in the contract, okay, and secondly in tort because various rights which are given, which we study in torts as well as actually through jurisprudence and then through torts. Now with regards to this provision of law, we are going to firstly look into the law of contract. In the law of contract, we are going to particularly focus into two main sections, that is section 37 and section 40 of the Indian Contract Act. Now, section 37 states that when a party enters into an agreement, the parties, and if the party to the agreement dies, then the contract gets cancelled or the legal representative are allowed to take on with the contract. Now, under section 37, therefore means that if there are no legal representatives of that particular party, in such a case, the contract will be cancelled. But if there are legal representatives, then they are allowed to continue with the contract. Okay. That is with regards to section 37. Okay. Now section 40 says that the nature of the agreement is to be taken into consideration. Now reason as to why we consider section 40 of the Indian Contract Act, because it depends on various kinds of the contract. As there are some contracts, okay, which will be allowed to cancel while the others may not be allowed to cancel. Now let's look into few cases. The first case we are going to look into is Baker versus Bolton. In this case, the defendant were proprietors of a stagecoach, on top of which the plaintiff and his wife were travelling from Portsmouth to London. The coach was overturned. The plaintiff's wife was so badly injured that she died a month later. The plaintiff brought an action for negligence and sought to recover for the loss of service. It will be noted that this particular maxim will not apply, and there was nothing to show the defendant's conduct was felonious. Hence, the doctrine of the merger was not applied. Now, this particular maxim means general rule that an agreement entered into two parties dies or ends with the death of either of the party. It means that the right of a man has died with himself. Contract says that when a person's personal skill is involved, the legal representation of a deceased are subjected to perform unless contrary decision is written in the agreement. Now next let's look into the tort related aspect of this maxim. Now in tort, if a person misappropriates the property given to him, now let's look into the few exceptions to this maxim. Now the first exception to the maxim is unjust enrichment. Now unjust enrichment, that means that a situation wherein a party in an unjust manner gets benefit of the death of the person. For example, a person enriches a property from a dead person or any kind of such benefits. Now that's all for today's video guys. I'll see you around for the next video. Take care.